something which a group like Brooklyn for Peace could do, or do we have to look for networking with the peace groups, networking with perhaps some of the groups which which are more on the right, like the Nuclear Threat Initiative? Maybe you could talk a little bit about the various non-governmental organizations which are involved in the nuclear zero issue, and some of the splits, just so we can get a better picture of what the total context is. I think we tend to talk to other groups on the left without recognizing that there are other anti-nuke groups that are more center and perhaps right.
Well, there's a whole constellation of think tanks and research institutes, mostly in Washington. And some of them are sort of like advisors to the US military and the US nuclear establishment. And those I'm not really all that familiar with. Then there are organizations like the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace and Security, which have a very kind of peace-minded view of the world and what needs to happen, but they tend to have an approach of working within elite policy circles, not so much concerned with grassroots organizing, certainly. There's the Nuclear Threat Initiative, which you talked about, which has become closely identified with the initiative that started with Sam Nunn and William Perry, George Shultz. I think George Shultz was the moving force. And Henry Kissinger, when they published an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal in January 2007 saying that the United States needed to reassert the vision of a nuclear weapons-free world and undertake and promote some practical steps in that direction, like reducing the alert status of nuclear weapons, changing doctrines, but also things like the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, but also shoring up the non-proliferation regime in terms of preventing the spread of nuclear weapons. The Nuclear Threat Initiative has a lot of resources. It's a big organization. And they are committed to the eventual achievement of elimination of nuclear weapens. So to the extent they can be engaged, I think that's to the good. I don't think you'll find it necessarily that easy to engage with them. Some of the other groups I would like to mention, perhaps you know about the Friends Committee on National Legislation, has quite useful and informative e-alerts and website regarding current developments in the Congress administration and letters citizens can write. So, yeah, that's right. And there's the Alliance for Nuclear Accountability, which has a good website. They track closely developments in the weapons complex, but they also are quite aware of what's happening in Congress and administration and points where pressure can be applied. There, of course, is Peace Action, which has really taken on the abolition of nuclear weapons as one of its key demands. And also an informative website. Some of the others I would just mention are Nuclear Age Peace Foundation. The Arms Control Association also has, it's kind of a wonkish, but it's a very informative website. Internationally, there's the International Physicians for the Prevention of Nuclear War and Physicians for Social Responsibilities, a U.S. affiliate. My organization's international organization is the International Association of Lawyers Against Nuclear Arms. There's also the Abolition 2000 Global Network for the Elimination of Nuclear Weapons, which is working on the events we talked about at the review conference.